Welcome to 2025 and a brand new season here on the Relationship Prescriptions podcast. I'm Dr. Carol and so glad that you are with us. This season, we are going to be doing a deep dive into lasting transformation around intimacy, sexuality, and relationships. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know we have addressed some of these topics recently, but we're going to really be getting deep in the weeds in some of these areas. We'll especially be focusing on what does God have to say about all of this. Now, that's not primarily about behaviors. Yes, behaviors have consequences, but love it or hate it, sex is a big deal. You know it affects your heart, your emotions, your mind, your relationships, all of it. We're going to be focusing on the matters of the heart in particular. And how do you deal with this in your life? Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be sharing with you on some specific topics like, what does sex look like in 2025? Yeah, we're getting deep in there. What about porn and your Christian marriage? What role does porn play in your Christian marriage? Okay, that's a hot one. If you have been sexually traumatized, betrayed, or harmed, find real healing, and what does that look like? Well, those are some things I'll be sharing with you. And then we have some amazing and wonderful guests coming up. Michael J. Cusick has been working in this area for a long time. He's got his own story. He's going to be sharing about spiritual attachment and how our sexuality and sex life and our spiritual attachment, meaning to God, what does that look like? Dr. Steve Call and Dr. Dan Allender have been working together around trauma and healing and relationships for a long time. They put on seminars. A book, Deep Rooted Marriage, is coming out that I'm going to be talking with them about, and I'm really excited about how that impacts your marriage and your sex life. And then Joshua Broome, a former porn star, now turned preacher and evangelist. Oh, his story is amazing, and what that says to you about how you can find transformation. Just some really good stuff there. There's some hot topics we will be addressing this season, such as same-sex attraction, and what does it look like for God to deal with us there and following Jesus? What about healing from trauma, especially sexual trauma and betrayal? What about spiritual abuse and how that so often intersects with sexual harm? What does that say about your internal picture of God and finding healing? So yeah, some really amazing topics, guests, and conversations we'll be sharing with you this season. Next week, I've got a very special resource that you will want to listen to find out about. Yeah, I'm just teasing. It's something you can access from anywhere in the world on your own time, but it's unique and brand new, and you've got to tune in next week to hear about that. I hope that you are subscribed, so whether you're listening to this on audio or watching this on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, this feed, so you can get this really wonderful material, and I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message, and I respond every time I can. So stay tuned. It's going to be a great season here on Relationship Prescriptions.